my costume today because I got glass slippers on. Cinderella's still alive. Cinderella's in the house, and Cinderella's going to Utica. This team isn't supposed to be playing right now. We're not supposed to be around right now. On paper, we were a year away from this, and it's a good thing that the boys didn't get the memo. With what's transpired this year, with the NCAA granting the student athletes a fifth year, the transfer portal, the one-time transfer, with everybody being so old and us being so young, like this wasn't supposed to happen. And what a testament it is to our players and my coaching staff to be able to navigate our way to a first round bye, and then through a quarterfinal series, and now we're off to the Final Four. I couldn't be more excited. Couldn't be more excited about it.
Well, Coach, speaking of exciting, I think your last 5 games have been overtime games. Have you asked your players to make it a little easier on you and your staff?
Well, a couple things there. And first of all, this is the greatest overtime team in Air Force hockey history. Now, that's not saying much because we've had some god-awful overtime teams. We've had a lot of great teams, but we haven't had a lot of great success in overtimes. And this team is 7-2 in overtime games, which is unbelievable. Any team in the country would take that in a heartbeat. They take a record like that in a heartbeat. And our guys have they just find ways to get it done. Again, you got to credit the players, and I got to credit my coaching staff for preparing these guys. But they play to win. The other thing about this group is, I always say, you aspire to be a championship. You aspire to be a champion. There's 2 attributes you have to possess. One is the ability to come from behind. The other one's the ability to win on the road. And we did both of those things. We've done them with regularity throughout the season, but we had to do both of those on Friday and Saturday against West Point, trailing going into the third period in both games, and then getting that big goal in the third period, that all-important goal in the third period to take it into overtime, and then we found a way to get it done.
You mentioned the overtime games against Army, and for instance, the first night, I mean, that puck bounces right to Bride, and after he scores that goal, was there any thought of, well, maybe we are a team that's destined to win this whole conference tournament?
Well, the whole thing, we never got past. I couldn't get past the quarterfinal. I mean, because West Point has had one of the better teams in history, and they were a Final Four team last year. They finished 3rd in the league this year. So, we didn't want to we couldn't get past that. But I want to tell you something about that goal that Bride scored. That was a pass that Sam Brennan, West Point fronts and blocks shots so well that there was no direct lane to the net. So that's a play that we use for defensemen. We shoot it off the back wall to the front of the net. And Bride was right in front of the net screening where he was supposed to. And when he saw that puck going, 7 feet wide, he knew exactly what was going around, and he pivoted around, and the puck luckily came right onto his forehand. So he didn't hesitate with the shot. But that was a design play. There was nothing lucky about that.
Okay. And then at this point now, with your squad being so young, and as you mentioned all year long, just the inexperience, are you, and you're going to think this is a dumb question, and it probably is, so I'll preface it with that, but is it more of we're happy to be here, or if we're here, let's just go ahead and win this whole thing?
We're playing to win. I mean, like this is, like I told the boys yesterday, like we haven't arrived at our destination. I mean, like there's no way. When you get into the situation now it's elimination games all the way through. And we really believe in our heart that in a 1-game series, we can beat anybody in the country in a 1-game series. Sometimes you get against good, experienced, deep, old teams to win a best of 3 or to win a best of 7. You got your hands full. But right now we got through. We're relatively healthy, and we're going in. We're playing a familiar opponent. We're going on a safari again. We're going tiger hunting again. We just got done doing that. They were in our building, and they won an overtime game, and we won an overtime game. And I guess we've got a rubber game coming up in Utica in the semifinals. But let me make one thing, perfectly clear, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I told the boys the other day. We are here because we deserve to be here. We are here because we belong here. We won 4 road series during the year. We earned a first-round bye. We eliminated the 3rd seed in the quarterfinals. We are playing in Utica because we deserve to be in Utica. We are playing in Utica because we belong in Utica.
Coach, I'm wondering, last week you said, hey, the winner of this series is going to be very hardened and ready to go when it comes to final Frozen Four. Do you feel that same exact way this time around, especially after that 2 overtimes this past week?
There is no possible way that we're not more battle hardened after going through that. They're like, you just can't not be. To be able to, the old survive and advance. We survived and we advanced. We persevered. We came from behind. We won on the road against a very difficult team. Does that guarantee success in Utica? No, but it's a nice recipe going in. It's nice. It's a nice recipe going in.
And then this time of year, this goaltending is key to any type of playoff run. What Schilling's been doing between the pipes, is that any of this surprising, or are you just another day at the office for the kid?
Well, in actuality, Shills has been, obviously he's our captain and he's our backbone. Your goalie has to be your backbone. But he had a bit of a stinker on Friday night and let some soft goals in the second period. And after that game, he got his legs under him and had a good third period and then made 2 terrific saves in the overtime. But I said to the team after the game was, all year long, Shills has been saving the bacon of this team. And tonight, this team saved Shills' bacon. It's not often that you give up 4 goals in a playoff game and win. And we did. They had some issues in goal as well. But when you look at the scores that night, we won 5-4. Everybody else is winning 2-1. And I said tomorrow, this score needs to be a lot lower tomorrow, or whoever advances to Utica probably isn't long for this season. You win at this time of year with defense. Schilling was great. I think the biggest thing I could say about Schilling is his resiliency and his perseverance. After having a stinker, after letting 3 goals in the second period, and 2 of them were god awful. They just were. He bounced back in the third period, shut them out in the third period, and then shut them out in the overtime. So it's hard mentally to be able to do that. You got to be strong mentally. And then came back with another strong game on Saturday in that overtime victory as well. But no, we need Shills to be good this weekend. We dodged a bullet on Friday, found a way to get it done despite just average at best goaltending. He came back, played strong for us on Saturday, and hey, bottom line is we're still alive. We're alive. We're going to Utica. We've got a young, resilient group. They're enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the journey. My coaching staff, everybody here in our trip. We're in our little bunker here at the Courtyard Marriott in Newburgh. We're going to be off tomorrow, heading up to Utica. We're going to stop off in Cooperstown at the Baseball Hall of Fame for a few hours for the boys and let them relax a little bit there. And then we're going to get up and pack our gear at the Adirondack Bank Center and get a good night's sleep and get ready for RIT. Another interesting note, you hear me talking about how young we are. And we are young, and we are young in a year where college hockey is old. And I was looking last night at the statistics on College Hockey News, and we're the second. We're the second youngest team in our league to Holy Cross, and I was looking, and out of the 60 teams in collegiate athletics, you know what the three oldest teams are in college hockey? Little trivia. Well, I'll tell you right away. AIC is number one, the oldest team in the country. RIT is the second oldest team in the country, and Mercyhurst is the third oldest team in the country. How ironic is that? And obviously, in college hockey, we're in the bottom 30 in terms of being the youngest team. So, what we accomplished this year, I'm not whining about being young. I just think that what we've accomplished is even more so tenfold. That it's just in a year like this where college hockey and collegiate athletics in general is so old, to have a young team make a Cinderella run. I don't think I don't have the numbers to substantiate, but I would bet that if you look at collegiate basketball, collegiate sports, there's not a lot of young teams that are young teams that are making runs this year. I talked to Joe Scott about the Mountain West, and he was telling me about how old the teams are there and how long, with that extra fifth year, how much continuity and how connected that the teams are that they're playing against, just because they're so experienced and they're experienced playing together. Where our group is it's a young group, it's a new group. They haven't played that much together, but man, are they a good little team? Are they fun to watch? Do they ever compete? They got a pile of spunk, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this journey.
Hi, Frank. Is there any advantage to playing a team that you faced so recently, or is it a wash for both teams?
Is there an advantage? To me, the only advantage, Chris, is we don't have, like in our preparation, a lot of the video that we have on RIT is still relatively fresh. We're obviously looking at their series against Sacred Heart and seeing what tweaks they've made, but just the familiarity in playing an opponent that we've played recently. Let's just say, had Sacred Heart have won that series, well, heck, we hadn't played Sacred Heart since October, and so it's just a completely different animal. So I guess the only good thing is the familiarity. But then keep in mind, they also have some familiarity with us as well.
Well, Coach,
Cinderella's going on a safari, boys.
good luck.
Cinderella's going on a little tiger hunting safari. I got can't see it right now. I do have my costume on. I got some glass slippers on right now. I just can't share it with you because Toll's computer camera here doesn't work, but they look pretty good on me. They look pretty good, Toll?
They look great.
Toll says they look great. Coach Frank with glass slippers. And hopefully I'll be dancing on tables with those glass slippers on Saturday night.
Hey, Willie, how you doing?
Doing well.
Good to see you. Glad you're still playing some hockey.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's exciting.
Tell me a little bit about just your thoughts of getting to the AHA
Yeah, obviously it's pretty exciting. My freshman and sophomore year, we didn't we really didn't have the best luck. With COVID, and then we were freshman year, we were feeling good about ourselves, playing really well, and then COVID canked playoffs, and then we got sent home. We weren't even at the school, and then my sophomore year, we played Bentley in the first round of playoffs, and it was just a one-game winner take all, and it was just weird. So it's really good to get back to kind of the usual playoff scenario, the usual playoff makeup, and obviously we're doing pretty well with it. So I'll take it.
And Coach Frank is kind of embracing this Cinderella glass slipper whole theme, I guess. Are you guys embracing that? And can you use that to your advantage this weekend?
I mean, yeah, I think everybody knows that our team is slightly younger than the others, but I mean, as a team collectively, we know that that's can't be an excuse that gets used by any stretch, because we're all on the same ice, and I think we're all skilled enough. We all have the attributes where we can go far, and we've shown it. We've shown it against Michigan State. I mean, we showed it against Denver when it was honestly 1 goal game up until like the 2-3 minute mark. So in the first one, so we know that it's there. It's just finally kind of coming together right at the perfect time, and I know Frank is kind of using that, but I think we all as a team collectively really believe that this is where we should be.
And then the last 5 games have all been in overtime. Have you? I don't know if you froze up on me here. It looks like you're frozen.
Repeat
Oh, there
that.
you go. Okay. Well, now you froze again. There you go.
There we go. I can hear you.
I don't know if you heard the beginning, but the last 5 games you guys have played all overtime games.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this tongue in cheek, but do you ever think about just finishing it off in regulation?
I mean, obviously that would be nice. I know I was joking around with my parents saying they wanted a little free hockey, so might as well give it to them, stress them out a little bit. But no, I mean, obviously that's it, but it's just that time of the year. I mean, close games, at this time, everyone's fighting for their season, fighting for the spot in playoffs, for their seed. And once that comes down, we're all the teams are so close. It really is such a fine margin. It's the team that makes one less mistake ends up winning the game. It's all really, really close. So we know that it's going to be close games. That really is vintage Air Force hockey, is winning the close ones. So we're glad we can do that now.
And then my last one for you is, are you guys almost looking at this like we got to Utica? No one expected us to be here. I think you guys were projected by the coaches at the beginning of the season to finish near the bottom of the league. And here you are today, the last 4 standing. So is the thought of, well, we might as well just win this whole dang thing and go to the NCAA tournament?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're there, obviously that's the thought. You wanna win the whole thing. Kind of to your point that we were picked last. It is just a weird year. I mean, we're one of 2 schools in the country that aren't allowed to bring in grad transfers, that aren't allowed to add people to classes, and obviously our senior class only has 1. Where name probably any other school in the country, they have more than 1 in their senior class, especially this year. It's probably way more exaggerated with all the rule changes and whatnot. So, I mean, obviously, I think that's a factor, but at the same time, it gives younger kids more opportunity. And we knew we had a really strong freshman class coming in. And I mean, they've shown it every day with their work ethic and practice, and they're finally starting to mature. And it's showing in these playoff games. And now we're winning the close games, like you said earlier. So it's from the freshman all the way up to the senior.
Willie, you just played RIT. So what do you take away from that 2-game series with them?
Yeah, I think the one thing I take away is it's gonna be a fun game. I mean, we obviously split. The one we won was in overtime, and I mean they're a really good team. They got a few really good kids on their team, and I mean we do too. So we know it's gonna be a fun one. We know we're gonna have to play our best, and kind of the coaches will give us a few pointers on what we should focus on. But I think moral of the story is it'll just be a really fun one this upcoming weekend.
Willie, you've never been to. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Chris. You want to go?
Sure. It's real quick. Willie, I was curious, how much does the overtime success play into the confidence level? Because not just in recent weeks, but all season long, you guys have been good with overtime. And with the younger team, I mean, confidence is obviously huge. But how much does that play into it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. Confidence is a huge thing, and we're pretty fortunate, I'd say, as a team that we can take a few more chances on the offensive side, because we know if we make a mistake, if we turn over the puck, or if something bad happens, our goalie will bail us out. So that's really our big thing, that we can play a little bit more confidently, because we know we have a backstop, and if we do make a mistake. And that's really all our 5-on-5 play all the way leading into overtime. And then once you get obviously during the regular season, it's 3-on-3, but once it opens up, the ice opens up, we can kind of showcase our skill, and it's obviously really fun to do.
Well, most of you guys have never been to a Frozen Four. So with that, you guys kind of go in with, wide eyes, you just hope for the best, or how do you guys prepare for a tournament like this where one win or one loss can send you home?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're throughout the team. I think this is the first time that in a long time that there hasn't been somebody who has won a Frozen Four or won the Atlantic on the team. So we don't have that, but we have had a lot of people that had junior success. We have Blake Bride who won the USHL championship. We have Dalton Weigel. He won an AHL championship. So I mean, we have a bunch of championship experience throughout their careers, and everyone's fortunately has played in really big games. So I say as a team, we're not really worried about the moment. It's really just take it kind of like how we did at Army, just take it one game at a time and really just believe in ourselves. And once you start believing in yourselves, then hopefully it'll fall all together.
One more for me is, have you guys thought about taking home a championship, and what would it mean to you and with a team that was counted out so much?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think every team who's placed at the bottom, right, where we were placed ninth to finish ninth overall, and now we're in the Final Four. Obviously, that'd be pretty special, and for sure to bring another one back to the Air Force would be a pretty cool thing to do.
Thanks, dude. Best of luck this weekend.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you to everyone. And then I think we got Alex Schilling.
What's up, everyone?
Alex, how you doing?
Hey, Alex.
Hey. Good to
Alex,
see everyone. Setting is great.
Alex, at any point in the season, did you think, oh, with all these young guys, we're going to make the AHA Frozen Four, no problem?
On the outside, when we were finished ninth, we kind of used that as fuel going into our regular season. We still had it as fuel going into playoffs. We had some youth that we were excited about, but didn't know what we were really going to get. But they've developed so well. We've come a long way as a team, and to go to Utica as a team is very exciting for this group.
And then how about for you being a senior and just, I guess, describe maybe even just cherishing the fact that you get to play and be one of the last four teams in your conference to still be playing.
Right. Yeah, that was, when I came in here as a freshman, all the upperclassmen on the team would talk about, how cool the Final Four is for our conference, and how cool the NCAAs are, and they can show off their ring. So to move one step closer to that team goal that we have for this year is special. And coming off being Army was something I never experienced before in a playoff setting. So that was really fun as well. But to get one step closer to that goal and to that ring is really exciting for me and this group.
All right. Answer this as honestly as you can, because I know you need 2 wins to get to the NCAA tournament. But how badly do you want to how badly do you want to play in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I'm sure every player at this upcoming weekend is going to say the same thing, but this group wants it badly. And we're using our youth as a weapon right now with being able to bounce back quickly from games, and having this youthful energy is really contagious, and we're using it as a weapon right now.
And then my last one is Coach Frank talked a lot about Cinderella and the glass slipper. How much are you embracing that?
Yeah, I mean, we know that everyone's playing their best hockey this time of year. That's why us and the other 3 teams are down to the Final Four in the conference. But we are kind of the underdog, and especially coming in from the preseason polls. But we're using our youth, and we couldn't be more excited for this challenge ahead.
Alex, your last 5 games went into overtime. You guys won 3 of them. So what's to be said just about that and maybe how it helps you handle pressure situations in a way?
Yeah, I think it maybe is it 8 of our last 11 have gone to overtime or something like that. So we've had plenty of experience in these kind of pressure cooked situations, and we have these clutch guys that come up time and time again with Willie Rhyme, Parker Brown last weekend, and Gavin. We have guys that come up in big moments for us as a team, and it's we have nothing to lose, so it's kind of it's not scary playing in overtime for us.
And is it nice to go up against RIT in a way where you just play them, or what do you take from that series?
Yeah, I mean they're playing great hockey right now. They're obviously a good team. We took them to both overtime games last time we played them. So, we have 2 good teams colliding, and probably expecting a close game, maybe another overtime game. You never know, but yeah, we're excited for RIT.
Shills, what's the weapon of choice when you're going tiger hunting?
Yeah, I've actually never gone hunting, so that's a good question. I've gone fishing, but I've never gone hunting.
You should ask Frank about that. But in all seriousness, though, this weekend heading into a Frozen Four, you're the experienced guy on this team, the captain. What are you telling everybody?
Yeah, I mean we're just attacking it each day, one day at a time. Having the best practice. Today we'll move forward. We'll get on the bus. We'll get there, have a good night's sleep, then get up and have a great practice on Thursday. And our excitement for the game will come, and just prepare the way that we've prepared all season, and we'll do just fine. So just focus on our preparation and doing what you can do to help the team on Friday.
Alex, is there one turning point this season that you guys look back at and say, this is when things really started to click for us, or has it been more drawn out?
I would say the season has ebbs and flows. It was it felt like a regular season where sometimes you're putting a streak together, sometimes you're putting a losing streak together. It's I don't think I can pinpoint one moment or one game, but a steady progression of our development as a team, our maturity, our experience just coming together, peaking towards playoff time, and that's what kind of the Air Force teams are known for. And so we don't get too down or too high during the season, but we definitely want to be playing our best hockey come this time in March, and I think we're doing that right now.